Okay, let's unpack this. Welcome to the deep dive. Our mission here is pretty straightforward. We just take source material you've shared with us,
Right.
and we really dig in, uncover what's most important, most interesting, helps you get the core insights, without getting totally lost.
Think of it as a shortcut, really. You get the essence, the concentrated stuff drawn out just for you, helps you get truly well informed on something specific.
Exactly. And today, our source material is, well, it's a fascinating excerpt from a vocabulary guide. We've got this collection of words.
Right.
And our mission, our deep dive today, is to explore each one, understand not just the definition, but kind of the flavor, the power, how adding it to your mental toolkit can really expand, your grasp of things. Communication, too.
Yeah, expanding your vocabulary isn't just about learning synonyms, is it? It's more like gaining new lenses, new ways to see the world, articulate complex ideas. Each word gives you a unique angle.
Totally. So this deep dive is your chance to equip yourself with some really powerful ones. We're going to explore them, see how they relate, why they matter. So let's jump right in. First up, a word that feels kind of foundational. Precept.
Okay, precept. That's spelled Precept. And in the U.S., we'd say Precept.
Precept, right, it's a noun. And the source defines it as a general rule intended to regulate behavior or thought. Sounds pretty important.
It is. The closest synonym is probably principle. It's not just any old rule. It's usually something fundamental, a guiding tenet, you could say.
Like the example they gave, honesty was a key precept taught in the family. That makes sense. It's that core belief, that rule that really shapes how people act, maybe over generations. Knowing this word helps you tell the difference between like a minor guideline and a deeply held principle, right?
Precisely. Precepts are often the bedrock, the foundation for a system of belief or how you conduct yourself, whether that's personal or in a company or even society-wide.
Okay, got it. Now, moving to a word that sounds, well, really similar, but it takes us somewhere totally different. Precinct.
Ah, yes. Precinct. Pronounced Pre-synced. The sound's close, definitely. Got to be careful not to mix them up.
Synced. Okay, also a noun. But this one's about place, isn't it? The source says it's a district of a city or town defined for police or electoral purposes, or even just the area around a place.
Right, so while precept is abstract, rules, precinct is concrete. It's about defined areas, usually set up for some kind of organization. Think geographical boundaries, administrative divisions.
Gotcha. Like the example, voters should report to their assigned precinct. It's a specific slice of space for a specific job, like voting, helps us talk precisely about dividing up territory.
Yeah, it really highlights how we organize space. For police, elections, or sometimes just describing the area nearby, say a landmark building.
Okay, switching gears again.
Mm-hmm.
From defined areas to causing things to happen, our next word is precipitate. It's a verb this time. Precipitate.
U.S. pronunciation, precipitate. And this one's interesting, like really interesting, because the source gives two distinct meanings,
Yeah.
but they kind of share a core idea.
Okay, let's hit the first one. It means to cause an event or situation to happen suddenly or unexpectedly.
Yeah, and a good synonym here is hasten, the opposite, maybe delay.
Right. The example was, his resignation could precipitate a leadership crisis. It's like the trigger, isn't it? The thing that makes something else happen, boom, just like that. You'd use this word when you really want to stress how sudden that cause and effect was.
Absolutely. And what's fascinating is that second meaning, the one from meteorology, to rain, snow, or hail. Precipitation.
Oh, right.
How does that connect? Well, think about it. Precipitation causes water or ice to fall suddenly from the sky. So both meanings involve causing something to happen or, well, fall abruptly.
Ah, I see that now. Like causing an event to fall out unexpectedly or rain to literally fall from the clouds. That's suddenness. That's a great connection. A real nugget, like you said.
It really shows how language can evolve, doesn't it? From a concrete thing, like stuff falling, to a more abstract idea, like events unfolding really quickly.
Okay, let's move from causing events to describing people, especially kids who develop quickly. The adjective is precocious. Precious.
Pronounced pre-koh-shus. This describes someone, usually a child, who's developed certain abilities, or maybe inclinations, much earlier than you'd normally expect.
Synonym, advanced. Antonym, slow. The example they gave is pretty clear. The precocious child was reading chapter books by age 4. Means they're ahead of their peers, right? in a specific way, often smarts or artistic stuff.
Yes, exactly. And it's usually used in a positive way, highlighting that unusual early talent or maturity, something that makes them stand out.
Speaking of standing out, but in a different context, our next word is preeminent. Preeminent. That sounds important.
It is. U.S. pronunciation.
Mm.
Preeminent. It's an adjective.
Hmm.
Means surpassing all others. Very distinguished in some way. The top dog, basically.
Okay. Synonym, outstanding. Antonym, inferior. Example. He became the preeminent scholar in his field. So this isn't just being good, it's being like the best, the most notable, the most influential in that particular area.
Precisely. It signifies that level of excellence, that recognition that really places someone or something way above everyone else in importance or achievement.
Let's switch from excellence to preference. The next noun is predilection. Predilection.
U.S. pronunciation.
Yeah.
Pre-D-L-E-Kosh. And this means a preference or maybe a special liking for something, a bias in favor of it.
Synonym, inclination. Antonym, dislike. The example given. She has a predilection for mystery novels. So it's not just liking mysteries. It's a strong leaning right, maybe habitual, something you just naturally gravitate towards.
Exactly right. It suggests something deeper, maybe more ingrained than just saying you like something. It's almost part of your character or habits.
Okay, now moving from personal preferences to something, well, less tangible. Feelings about the future. We've got a few words here. Let's start with premonition. Premonition.
U.S. pronunciation. Mu-N-E-H-un. This noun is a strong feeling, a really strong feeling, that something's about to happen. And usually it is something unpleasant, a foreboding.
Right. Synonym, foreboding. Antonym, surprise. Like the example. He had a premonition that traveling would be dangerous.
It's that gut feeling, isn't it? That unsettling sense something bad is coming, felt inside.
Yeah, it's a feeling, often kind of vague, but strong, warning you about potential bad stuff based purely on, like, intuition.
And very similar, it seems, is presentiment. Presentiment.
Rest pronunciation.
Oh, right.
Presentimen. Yeah, this noun is also intuitive feeling about the future. And again, especially one of foreboding. Very close.
Synonym, intuition. Antonym, surprise. Example. A sudden presentiment made her cancel the trip.
As you can probably tell, presentiment and premonition are super close, often used interchangeably, really. Both capture that sense of intuitive, usually negative feeling about what's coming, an internal thing, not based on external signs. Okay, so those are internal feelings. What about external signs? Things you can see that point to the future. That seems to be where presage comes in. Presage.
Exactly. U.S. pronunciation, pre-S-A-Y-J. And this one can be both a verb and a noun.
Okay, so as a verb, it means to be a sign or warning of a future event. Synonym, predict, antonym, recall.
Right. And as a noun, a presage is just the omen itself, the sign.
So the verb example, economic indicators can presage a recession. The indicators are the signs, yeah, pointing towards the future. And the noun example, the strange silence was a presage of trouble. The silence is the sign, the omen.
Yeah, and the key difference here from premonition or presentiment is that presage usually points to something external, a condition, an event, a sign out there in the world that seems to tell you what's coming, rather than just a gut feeling inside.
Got it. And what if the signs are good? That leads us nicely to propitious. Propitious.
Yes, U.S. pronunciation. Propitious. This is an adjective. It means giving or indicating a good chance of success, favorable. Things are looking up.
Synonym, favorable. Antonym, adverse. The example, the sunny weather seemed propitious for a successful beach party. So the conditions are positive. They suggest things are going to go well.
Exactly. So unlike that often negative feeling with premonition or maybe even presage, propitious is specifically about signs that are promising, suggesting a good outcome, favorable timing, good circumstances.
Okay, moving away from predicting the future, let's shift to trying to influence it, especially in relationships or with, say, higher powers. Our next word is propitiate. Propitiate.
U.S. pronunciation, propitiate, P-I-S-E-E-8. This verb means to win or regain the favor of someone. Often it's used in the context of a god or spirit, by doing something that pleases them, basically to appease them.
Right, synonym, appease, antonym, anger. The example they used, the ancient tribe held ceremonies to propitiate their deities. Trying to get a good harvest, maybe? It's an active attempt, isn't it? To please someone powerful, get back on your good side, or make sure things turn out well.
Yeah, it involves doing specific things, actions, often things that show respect, or maybe try to make amends. aimed at earning favor or calming down someone who might be displeased.
And kind of the opposite of trying to please or allow something. We have proscribe, proscribe.
U.S. pronunciation, proscribe. This verb means to forbid, usually by law, or to denounce something, condemn it.
Synonym, prohibit. Antonym, permit. Like in the example, some governments prescribe certain books or websites. This is formal, right?
Yeah.
An official ban or condemnation.
Absolutely. It carries the weight of authority. It's stronger than just saying you disapprove. It's an official stamp saying not allowed or this is condemned.
And what about stopping disorder, often forcefully? That's quell, right?
Yes.
Quelo.
Yes, quell. U.S. pronunciation, well. This verb means to put an end to, say, a rebellion or some other disorder. And typically it involves using force to subdue.
Synonym, suppress. Antonym, incite. Example, the police were called in to quell the riots. It's about bringing chaos or unruliness under control, often needs force.
Yeah, it describes that action of forcefully putting down resistance or unrest, trying to restore order.
Sometimes control isn't about force, though. Sometimes it's about inherent rights. That brings us to prerogative. Prerogative.
U.S. pronunciation, pre-arrogative. This noun is a right or privilege exclusive to a particular individual or class.
Synonym, privilege. Antonym, obligation. The example. It was her prerogative to choose how she spent her scholarship funds. So it highlights an exclusive right, something only that person or maybe that group has the power or authority to do or decide.
Exactly. It emphasizes a special entitlement, a right that comes from position or status or maybe just the specific situation.
Okay, let's shift gears again. Thinking about quantity or significance now. Preponderance.
Yeah.
Preponderance. That's a mouthful.
It is. U.S. pronunciation, preponderance. This noun refers to the quality or fact of being greater in number, quantity, or importance. The lion's share, you might say.
Synonym, majority. Antonym, minority. The classic example they gave, the preponderance of evidence pointed to a single suspect. So it means the overwhelming weight, right? The bulk, the majority of the evidence points one way. It feels like more than just 51%. It suggests a really significant tilt.
Yes, that's a good way to put it. It's about dominance or the greater weight of something, not just sheer numbers, but often influence or significance too.
And on the completely opposite end, having a lot versus a severe lack, that's privation. Privation.
U.S. pronunciation. Privation. This noun describes a state in which things essential for human well-being, like food and warmth, are scarce or lacking. Real hardship.
Synonym, deprivation. Antonym, plenty. The example. War often leads to privation for civilians, lacking basic necessities. This word describes a state of real difficulty, doesn't it? Because you don't have the fundamental things you need to survive and be okay.
Strong word, definitely. Emphasizes severe deprivation, the absence of life's essentials.
Okay, how about the act of getting something? Especially stuff you need. That's procure. Procure.
U.S. pronunciation. Procure. This verb means to obtain something, but usually with some care or effort involved.
Synonym. Acquire. Antonym, lose. Example. We need to procure more supplies. It implies you don't just find it lying around, right? You have to actively take steps, maybe plan, maybe overcome some difficulty to get it.
Yeah, it suggests a deliberate process, actively going out and acquiring something, often because it's necessary.
And related to having things, but focusing on, well, lots of it. Abundance, profuse, profuse.
U.S. pronunciation, profuse. This is an adjective often used for something given out or discharged. It means plentiful, abundant, lots of it.
Synonym, abundant. Antonym, sparse, like the example. They offered profuse apologies, meaning they apologized a lot, right?
Right.
But generously, maybe even excessively.
Exactly. Describe something flowing forth or given out in large quantities. Could be apologies, could be praise, sometimes even bleeding, though the example was apologies.
Okay, let's circle back to describing people and their qualities. We had precocious, preeminent. What about someone trying to seem more important than they really are? That's pretentious. Pretentious.
Ah, yes, pretentious. U.S. pronunciation.
Yeah.
Pretentious. This adjective means attempting to impress by affecting greater importance or merit than is actually possessed. Putting on airs.
Synonym, pompous. Antonym, humble. The example was the restaurant's pretentious menu. Overly fancy names for dishes, maybe. It's about putting on a show, isn't it? Acting like you or something is grander than it is just to impress people.
That's the core of it, that sense of artificial grandeur or trying too hard to seem important or sophisticated, specifically to make others think more highly of you or whatever you're associated with.
Okay, here's an interesting adjective. Describe something or someone that changes easily, is very versatile. Protean, Protean.
U.S. pronunciation, P-R-O-H-T-O-hun. It means tending or able to change frequently or easily, versatile, like a chameleon maybe.
Synonym dot variable, antonym dot constant. The example. The musician was protean, effortlessly switching between jazz, rock, and classical. So they're adaptable, yeah, able to take on lots of different forms or roles or styles.
It highlights that impressive capacity for variation. Versatility suggests someone who isn't just stuck in one mode.
Now for a couple of words describing, well, negative feelings or traits. First, rancorous. R-A-N-C-O-R-O-U-S.
U.S. pronunciation,
Or
rancurse. This adjective means characterized by bitterness or resentment. Holding a grudge, basically, but a really deep one.
synonym dot bitter. Antonym, amicable. The example. The rancorous dispute dragged on. It describes a situation or maybe a person just filled with deep, festering bad feelings, resentment, ill will.
It's a strong word. Captures that lingering, bitter animosity that just poisons things.
And another negative one, this one about aggressive greed. Rapacious. R-A-P-A-C-I-O-U-S.
Yes, pronunciation. Rapacious. This adjective means aggressively greedy or grasping, really wanting stuff and going after it hard.
Synonym, voracious. Antonym, generous. The example. The rapacious landlord kept raising the rent. It describes a kind of greed that's not just wanting a lot, but actively, maybe unfairly taking or demanding things.
Yeah, it emphasizes a predatory kind of greed. Exploitative, even. Where someone aggressively takes what they want, maybe without caring about fairness.
Okay, in complete contrast to those negative vibes, here's a word about positive connection. Rapport. R-A-P-P-O-R-T.
U.S. pronunciation, rapport. This noun is a close and harmonious relationship, one where people understand each other, communicate well, they just click.
Synonym dot bond, antonym dot discord. Example. She quickly developed a rapport with her new coworkers. It's that sense of mutual understanding, right? Trust, easy communication, makes things smooth and positive.
Exactly. It's built on things like empathy, good communication, leads to that feeling of connection, of ease between people.
All right, let's move from relationships to how we make decisions or understand things. First, a word for bad decision-making. Rash. R-A-S-H.
U.S. pronunciation, rash. This adjective means displaying or proceeding from a lack of careful consideration of the possible consequences. Basically, being too hasty.
Synonym, impulsive. Antonym, cautious. The example, making such a rash decision could lead to big problems. Highlights acting quickly, yeah, without stopping to think through what might happen as a result.
That's the core issue. Thoughtlessness leading to hasty action, which could turn out badly.
And the total opposite of acting rashly. Thinking things through logically, that's captured by this interesting verb, ratiocinate, R-A-T-I-O-C-I-N-A-T-E.
U.S. pronunciation, ratiocinate. It sounds complex. It means to form judgments by a process of logic, to reason.
Synonym, reason. Antonym, guess. The example. He began to ratiocinate, laying out the pros and cons. This word specifically describes using logic, systematic thought, to figure something out.
Yeah, it's about engaging in careful, step-by-step reasoning. A real contrast to being impulsive or just going with your emotions.
And while ratiocinating is about getting to the truth through logic, sometimes understanding involves looking at what someone claims is true, which might not actually be the case. That brings us to purport. P-U-R-P-O-R-T.
U.S. pronunciation, purport. And like presage, this one can be both a verb and a noun, and the meanings are quite different.
Okay, so as a verb, it means to appear or claim to be or do something, especially falsely. Synonym claim. Antonym disavow. Example, he does not purport to be an expert, meaning he doesn't claim to be one, right? Maybe suggesting that if someone did claim it, it might be false.
Exactly. And then as a noun, purport means the meaning or substance of something, the gist.
Noun example. The purport of her message was unclear. Like, what was the main point? The substance, the intended meaning.
It's interesting, isn't it? The verb often deals with the stated meaning, the claim which might be false, while the noun gets at the true underlying meaning, the essence.
Okay, one last word for this dive. It describes a very specific kind of skill. Illusion, dexterity, prestidigitation, Prestidigitation. Another long one.
It is. U.S. pronunciation, prestidigitation. This noun means magic tricks performed as entertainment, basically sleight of hand.
Synonym, magic tricks. Antonym, maybe sincerity. In the sense of not deceiving. Example, the magician's prestidigitation left the audience amazed. It specifically refers to those skillful hand tricks magicians do, right?
Yeah, capture that element of manual skill, clever misdirection, everything that goes into stage magic.
Wow. And with that, we've journeyed through this whole list. We've covered fundamental rules, defined spaces, sudden events, feelings and signs about the future, good signs, influencing people, banning things, stopping disorder.
Exclusive rights, quantity, lack, getting stuff, abundance.
Yeah, and qualities like being ahead of your time, being the best, pretending, being adaptable, bitter, greedy.
Positive connections, hasty thinking, logical reasoning, claims versus meaning, and even magic tricks. It's quite a range.
It really is. And each word, as we've kind of seen, gives you a precise way to describe a specific concept or action or quality. Knowing these differences lets you read and listen and think with, well, much greater precision, doesn't it? Helps you pick up on nuances you might otherwise just skim over.
Absolutely, it sharpens your understanding.
So now that you've deep dived into these words with us, listen for them in conversations. Look for them when you're reading. Notice how they're used. See how they work as tools to really shape meaning.
And here's maybe a final thought for you to mull over. Think about how getting a richer vocabulary doesn't just give you more words, but might actually change how you process things, how you structure your own thoughts. Does having these new, precise tools let you think more complexly, maybe more accurately?
Something to chew on. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the power of vocabulary. We hope these words become really useful additions to your own thinking and communication toolkit.